Hello to all of you, my students in the 7th grade. This is your English teacher Dana from Ru'al Farouk Academy. Today we are going to complete our story by answering the questions in your workbook, page 48. So please prepare your books and be ready for our class. So, the outcomes of our lesson today, students should be able to revise the story and answer the questions in workbook page 48 and 49. So, your workbook page 48. Before start answering the questions from this page, I want you to repeat reading and revise the important information about the story of Mr. Duffy's workshop. Then come back to the video to answer these questions. In question number 2, we want to write the phrases and the adjectives as we see here in the box under the objects الأشياء they describe اللي بتوصفها. Neat, as we said, neat بمعنى مرتب, fine, pointed, broad, clean, but well used. Number 1. What do you think about picture number 1? Excellent. These are the tools that described as clean but well used. Picture number 2. Yes, neat. Picture number 3, we see, yes, broad. Picture number 4, pointed. Yes, this is a pointed chin. And the last one, fine. Yes, the brushes are fine. So, question number 3. Write the words and phrases about Mr. Duffy's appearance and personality under the correct heading. So we have two headings here. We want to use these phrases and classify them under the correct heading here. Appearance اللي هو مظهر Mr. Duffy, excellent, and personality اللي هي الأشياء اللي بتعكس شخصيته. Clean but well-used tools. Of course, this is about the personality of Mr. Duffy, yes. Extremely tall. Of course, this is the appearance of Mr. Duffy. Neat racks. Yes, the personality. Thoughtful. Of course, this is about the personality. Pointed chin. Yes, the appearance of Mr. Duffy. Extremely thin. Yes, this is appearance. Broad forehead, also appearance. Fine, delicate brushes. Yes, this is about the personality. Long green apron, the appearance. How did he wear? Yes, long green apron. And wise, this is the personality. So these are the answers about this question. Now, question number 4. Each paragraph in the story tells the reader about something different. Match the phrases to the 6 paragraphs in the story. As we said, each paragraph have a main idea. Let's remember these ideas. Remember, paragraph number 1 talked about what? Excellent, the reason of visiting Mr. Duffy's house. Why George went to Mr. Duffy's house. So it's with D. What about paragraph number 2? It described what? Excellent, Mr. Duffy's house. Paragraph number 3. Describe, yes, with A, the courtyard of Mr. Duffy's house. What about paragraph number 4? Yes, it's with E, what Mr. Duffy was doing in his workshop. Paragraph 5. Yes, it described the appearance of Mr. Duffy and the personality of him. And the last paragraph, of course, it talks about Sally's present. The boat with its sailors. So these are the answers of this question. Now question number 5. Number the sentences in the correct order. we want to reorder these sentences according the ideas that came in this story and we have read before. I want to read the sentences, then I want you to try to answer this question, then come back to the video to order them together. Mr. Duffy beckoned George to a table against one wall. Grandpa asked George to collect Sally's present. George laughed. Mr. Duffy turned towards him with a welcoming smile. George stepped inside Mr. Duffy's workshop. A delicious smell of simmering fruit wafted past his nose. Mr. Duffy phoned Grandpa. George knocked on the old wooden door. Mr. Duffy lifted out one of the sailors and showed it to George. Which one is the first one or the first idea about the story? Excellent, this is G. Mr. Duffy phoned Grandpa. Number 2. Yes, Grandpa asked George to collect Sally's present. Then George knocked on the wooden door. Yes, a delicious smell of simmering fruit wafted past his nose. Number 5. George stepped inside Mr. Duffy's workshop. Number 6. Mr. Duffy turned towards him with a welcoming smile. And number 7. Yes, Mr. Duffy beckoned George to a table against one wall. 8. Mr. Duffy lifted out one of the sailors and showed it to George. And the last one, George laughed. Now let's move to page 49. Question number 1. Label the picture. Look at this picture. We want to write in these lines the correct word from this box. Forehead, jabin, cheek, chin, mustache, eyebrow. The first one is, of course, this is forehead, yes. Number 2, eyebrow. Number 3, mustache. Number 4, cheek. And the last one, this is chin. Question number 2. Name the tools. We have pliers, screwdriver, penknife, chisel, hammer. What is it? Yes, it's a screwdriver, مفك. Number 2. This is a chisel. Number 3. Yes, pliers. Number 4. Hammer. And number 5, this is penknife. Question number 3. Match the words with the pictures. We want to match these words according to the correct picture here. Tools, rame, rack, varnish, screw. Look at the picture number 1. This is what? Excellent, rack. Number 2. إطار النظارة. This is rame. Number 3. This is screw. Number 4. What can you see in picture number 4? Yes, these are tools. And the last one, yes, this is varnish. Question number 4. Read these nouns. Expression, تعبير. Concentration, تركيز. Glimpse, لمحة. Satisfaction, رضا. All these nouns are what? Excellent. Abstract noun. أشياء غير ملموسة. So we call them abstract noun. They are not illustrated because they are abstract nouns. أشياء غير ملموسة. So we call these nouns الأشياء الغير ملموسة. We can't touch, the concentration or expression or the glimpse or satisfaction. So these are the abstract nouns. Question number 5. Write the nouns in exercise 4 next to the correct definition. So we want to use the nouns in the exercise 4 to write them next to the correct definition from these definitions. Number 1, the power to give full attention to something. Attention بمعنى انتباه. This is what? It means concentration, yes. Number 2, the look on someone's face. Yes, this is what? Expression. Number 3, a pleased feeling that something is good. شعور بالسعادة that something is good. Say this is, yes, satisfaction. And the last one, a very quick look at something. Of course, this is glimpse, لمحة. Question number 6. Read about compound nouns. Write the words. What are the compound nouns? Yes, they are the nouns that made of two nouns and put together to make a new word with a new meaning, of course. إذن هم الناونز اللي اندمجوا مع بعض. two nouns اسمين اندمجوا مع بعض to make عشان يعملوا لي new word. كلمات جديدة with new meanings. Like what? Work plus bench. Yes, workbench. What do you mean about workbench? A bench for doing اللي هو المقعد أو الطاولة for doing what on? Yes, the work. For doing work. These compound nouns were in the story. Work plus shop. Yes. Workshop. Workshop اللي هي بمعنى الورشة. A building for making things in. Number 3. Screw and a driver. Yes. Screwdriver. A tool for driving and pushing in screws. Number 5. Pen plus knife. It makes penknife, a small knife for sharpening pencils. So these are the nouns that we called compound nouns. Now, question number 7. These words were in the story. Write the two nouns that make up each word. Courtyard. Yes, court plus yard. Doorway. Yes, from door plus way. Passageway, from passage and way. The last one, sunlight, sun plus light. So my students, we'll stop here. In the next class we are going to start with a new lesson. So please be ready.